Okay. Happy Thursday. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how many days I try to remember like what the day is. And someone could tell me too, like what the day is, and I still can't remember it. But happy Thursday. I am coming to you with so much on my mind, right? Because I have not spoken in a little while about any of my Bible readings. And also, it's just a lot going on, right now. I'm sitting outside and it's like really breezy. So I'm going to do my best to like focus while I'm on here. It has finally cooled down just a little bit for me. Like, oh my gosh, me and he just, we don't do well together. But thank God, like, my nose hasn't bled or anything like that because I can get very overheated very quickly. So it's been good. I'm gonna say that I've been hydrating, and yeah, I've been okay. So stay cool out there. I know it's starting to heat up everywhere, but stay cool out there and make sure you have what you need when you're going outside, and monitor yourself, like, for real, because this heat is no joke. Like, oh my god. It's like over hundreds. It's been over the hundreds every every day, and I had to like come outside really early in the morning one day just to be outside and chill because it's just so hot. But God is still good, and it's still nice to be able to come out and enjoy it. So I'm going to do that. But I really wanted to share a message because I have been reflecting on it. I have actually been in this book a couple times, and well, like within the past week, like I'm in Romans, and I've been in it for a while, and I've been trying to see like what, why am I in here? What have you. And today it just came, and so I'm like, oh man, because I was talking about something yesterday, and then I was reading, I was like, there it is. There it is. We're talking about approval today. We're talking about approval today. So the other day I had this thought, and I'm just like, yes, individuality versus conformity. Like, if people don't know like who I am and like what I'm about, one of the things that's like super critical in my life is I do not conform. And then it just got even deeper when I got older and I became like more serious about my relationship with God and everything. And you read the Bible and you see how he's saying, like, we don't conform to the patterns of this world. And it gets very serious when you start talking about what it actually means to conform to others' beliefs and others ways of doing things, and all of that. It really gets serious when you start to talk about who you're following and what you believe in, what you stand on. Like, it gets real. If you thought you knew who you were, it's like once you really start to give your life over to God and decide that this is what it is. Like, he is the all, like all sovereign, all knowing, all powerful, and I'm devoting my life to him. um that's when you seriously start to see, like, okay, well, that means I can't be over here and I'm over there at the same time. That means that I can't basically be a friend to this world and then also over here going like, yeah, but I follow God and I'm doing this and that. It's like you have to make a choice at some point in your life that you going all in or you're not. Like, it's serious. Like, the more that you start to find out who he is and what he's about, just through reading your word and getting to know him personally in your relationship, you'll find out like nothing dealing with him is incongruence with this world. It's just like we live in this world and it's ran by the flesh, right? Like what we desire and what our passions are and stuff like that. But then over here, when you start talking about the spirit, they're in constant conflict with each other. Do you get what I'm saying? So it gets very serious when you start to get into, your relationship with him and deciding like, okay, I'm done riding the fence. I have to pick a side. I have to decide like what I'm gonna do. And so as I'm in Romans, that's what's popping up, like the topic of approval. And the scripture that stood out to me was Blessed is the one who does not condemn himself by what he approves. And for the past few years with me, it's been a lot of individuals that'll stop and be like, thumbs up, like it all started when I was in grad school. And I had this class that I was in, and it was so funny to the people in the class and like the person leading it, because they was like, do you need assurance? Whatever, and like joking about it. And at the time, like I wasn't as serious in my faith as I am now. And so when they were saying it, it kind of ticked me off, because I'm like, assurance, yeah, I need that and some, because I'm paying all this money for classes. Yeah, I want to make sure that what I'm learning is legit and that it's actually going to be beneficial, what have you. I don't play when it comes to my education. But at the same time, as I got older and I matured more, like in my faith, I found out our assurance comes from God. There is no real security or assurance in this world. You'll get to a place, right, where we realize, if you haven't already, right, you get to a place in your life when, things start getting to be a challenge or a struggle. You'll find out that people let you down. You'll find out that things aren't secure. Your job isn't secure. A home isn't secure. Assets are not secure. Like, like you'll start to find out throughout life, during different stages and just as things happen, that things fall through. The things that we place all our trust in, all our reliance upon, all our faith in, right? They start to fall through. And then you find out through those experiences that it's not so assured, or insured as I thought, like it's not, I can't really place all my trust in that. And then, for me and my personal experiences, it was during those times that I found out what the only secure thing was in my life. It was God, right? And that's how I can continue to grow in my faith and mature in Him, because I know that in this ever changing world, He is everlasting. Like, He does not change. Like, He is the one secure thing that I have in every single avenue, every single situation, every single challenge. He never changed. He's never gonna forsake me. He's never gonna fail me. Like, he's always there. He's all, like he's always on it. He's always on top of it. Like, that is the only secure thing. And so now I laugh back at that moment, years ago, where that was like the running joke, like, oh, you need some assurance, like, oh, thumbs up, you need some approval, you need to make sure that it's okay for you to do. And it's like, no, I don't. Like, no, I don't. The only assurance that I need, the only approval that I need is from God, period. Like, when we get to that place, in our faith and just in our lives along our journey in general, it is like a whole new level. It's like a whole new level. And so I really wanted to go into that, because the other day I was reflecting on it and saying, like, don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in and for who you are and for your values and all of that. And don't be afraid to basically stand firm. Stand firm in who you are, regardless of if it goes with what society is telling you. Stand firm in it, regardless of if people are approving of it or not, if they're accepting you or not. Like, stand firm in that. If you know who you are, if you know what you stand for, if you know what you're about, stand in that. Stand tall in it. You get what I'm saying? And especially, if God is in that, like, He is over everything. Do you get what I'm saying? And so when I was reading the scripture, it was so interesting to me, because it's like, yeah, I don't think we realize in this world, like, how significant that just one aspect is, where He's telling us, regardless of if our faith is weak or strong, accept one another. Learn how to accept people as they are. Like that's been the issue too. Like over these years, it's been lots of individuals towards me. And I don't like telling my personal business like that, but I use it if it's going to be a lesson, like something that's going to help someone. And it's like, yeah, for so many years I've had individuals feel like they want to tell me how to eat, how to sleep, how to walk, how to breathe, how to be, like, what to do, where to go, restricting and confining to certain things. Like, you can only do this and you can only go this far. You can only stay here. Like, it's crazy because then you read scriptures like that where he's saying, like, don't condemn yourself by what you're approving. Do you get what I'm saying? And the example that he used in the text, which is also very ironic, but the example he used in the text was talking about food. How one person, can say, like, oh, I'm going to eat everything, or what have you. And then another person's like, well, no, I'm only eating vegetables, what have you. And he actually put that out there as this is weak and strong faith, because whatever you're doing in this world, you need to be doing it through your faith. So if you're saying, oh, I'm not going to do this or do that, and it's because you're doubting something, you get what I'm saying? And it's not something that's built on your actual confidence or your actual faith in God, then that's a problem, right? But for everyone, they have their own beliefs, they have their own, backgrounds and how they do things. But for me, that was something that I wanted to reflect on and something that I really wanted to point out and put out there because it's important, right? If you're living in this world and you're allowing other people to dictate how you make decisions, you're allowing other people to dictate how you think, how you feel, what's okay, like what's deemed to be okay. I think that's one of the biggest struggles that I've had throughout my entire life, just because for me, I don't believe that. It's not a one size fits all when you think about society and you think about norms. Every person is different. Every person has their own personality, their own identity, their own interests, all of that. And so when we create these ways of being, these ways of functioning, these ways of operating, it's like, yeah, that might work for you, but that doesn't work for me. What have you. And it's crazy because we live in a time where, seriously, if you're not going with the majority, then it's like something's wrong with you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not eating this, but everybody's eating this. Something is wrong with you. You're not going here. You're not doing this. You're not doing that, but everybody else is doing it. Something is wrong with you. And it's like, no, I want to speak to that today and put it out there. And especially if you're a believer or a Christian, like, I'm encouraging you to get into your Bible and talk to God about it, whatever it is you're going through. But I am in Romans 14 and 15, and it is, to me, the theme that I'm seeing in there is faith, it's approval, and basically acceptance. And it's crazy because this is what's going on in society right now, as far as what we approve of being deemed as, this is okay to do, this is not okay to do, this is okay to be like this is not okay to be like this, and then having this sort of treatment that's centered around it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's really crazy to me. But I wanted to give a different perspective of it and kind of put it out there because it's like we have to make choices. Like, which way are we going to go? Are you going to be out here trying to, go with the ways of this world? Or are you out here trying to, for real, like, follow God? So, the other thing that I wanted to kind of focus on in there, where is it? Look, I had wrote all these notes and I was trying to make sure I was focused on it. But it was saying pretty much like whatever you believe to be true, like keep that between you and yourself. Don't condemn yourself trying to approve of something else, basically. Don't don't put yourself in that situation where God is not looking at you some type of way because you're putting someone else down or you're disapproving of, something that they do or approving it. So you making them change, like all this type of stuff. Like, don't do that. Like, learn how to accept people. And I looked up the definition because I thought it was super important because I was thinking about it the other day. Like, God is so relational, right? And we are relational. Like, we can't even survive, function well without human contact and like human connection. And so we're so relational, and it's so important how we interact with one another. And so I looked up acceptance, and it said boop, boop. Oh, not that one. I looked it up, and it said pretty much something that's approved, if I'm not mistaken. And then when I looked up approve, it said from others officially agree to accept as satisfactory. So it's like, instead of us looking at what people are doing, what they're saying, how they're going about their life and stuff like that, and doing this is a thumbs up, that's okay to do. You good, whatever. Or nah, I don't like that. That's not okay. And now you're canceled, you're exiled, you're whatever, like we gonna treat you this way. We gonna throw you in this box over here. Like all this different stuff. It's like getting to a place where seriously we are learning how to accept people just the way that they are, whether we agree with what they do or they don't, whether it's something that we like or we don't like. It's not our lives. And he even went into that too in Romans, and was talking about, who are you to judge somebody else's servant? If we're all here right under God, then that's our master. And this is him saying he's already accepted all of us. We're already accepted. So if you're the type of person who out here looking for somebody else's approval, or you're out here, basically allowing other people to dictate what's okay for you to do, what's not okay for you to do, how to be, how to live, how to breathe, like, it's something to for real think about. Like, I really hope um, the talk today, or the message today, like really encourages a lot of people, or challenges you to reflect on this, and for real go into the word and kind of read about it, see what it speaks to you about, or talk to God or what have you. But this is serious business. Like, it's crazy. Like, seriously, it's crazy how we can be in this world, and it's almost like we seriously have challenges with accepting people as they are. It's not our lives. We have to for real stay in our lane. And it's another section that goes into and it's all within the same, it's 14 to 15 in Romans, but it's another part that goes into what did it say? Because now I'm thinking, like, stay in your lane. He's saying, like, you do things to build each other up. You're supposed to be building each other up and helping each other out and stuff like that. Just like, the commands are saying, love God and then love your neighbor as yourself. And yet we living in this world where literally we finding all types of things to decide, how can we exclude this person? How can we basically disapprove of this person? How can we put them down? What they like left, we like right. What they like up, we like down. Like, they like this color, we like that color. Like, what they go with this group, we like that group. Like, it's always, this kind of, I need to find this approval or disapproval for someone. And it's like, no, learn how to accept people as they are, period. Everybody is different. And I think I put that on my post too on LinkedIn. Like, everybody is different. We're so intricately complex that it's literally so difficult to put people in boxes. Like, it's so hard, because literally God has made each one of us in a unique way. We are for real uniquely made. And it's crazy how, living in society is like, it always needs to be this category or this grouping to identify who people are, so that you can get into this sense of belonging. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, be careful with that. That's all I'm gonna say. Like that, and that's my personal opinion. You do you all day. I encourage that. Do you? I want you to think for yourself. I want you to be out here, love yourself, and be the best you that you can be. But if that means that you're doing it or doing something based on what someone else wants you to be, or how someone else wants you to do things, then that's a problem. That's not you anymore. You losing your identity. And so it was super important that I kind of went into that today, because I'm like, that's real. We living in a time where we're getting close to the end days, and it says that there will be no love. for people. And I was thinking about some different situations I was in. I was like, you can see that. You can see how sometimes people are so busy thinking of themselves and what they like and what they want and what's best for them. I approve of this. And so if you don't, then that's a problem. And it's like, what? So we can care about what you care about and what's important to you and how you feel, but you don't care anything about anybody else that's around you. Do you get what I'm saying? I was thinking about it yesterday as far as like conversations and stuff. It's like you can be hearing a conversation or in a conversation, and if you're the one who's like, you just really want to get your opinion out, you just really want to say what you want to say. Same thing with social media. It's like you really want to get this post. This is how I feel. This is it. And it's like, but you don't care nothing about how it's going to impact other people. You don't care anything about what other people feel. You don't care nothing about what they think. Like you basically just don't care about other people. Like you're not thinking anything about them. Like that's unreal. Well, clearly it's real because it's in society. But I mean, when you start talking about like God and you start talking about what it means to actually be a human being and be relational, it's like that's unreal to just be living in this world caring about yourself and just you and yourself all the time. What have you? And so today, when I came across this with approval and just acceptance and for real building each other up and caring about one another is so important in this society. Like it is. So I'm challenging people to reflect on that. Like seriously, reflect on, you know, how we interact with each other, reflect on how you might be playing a role in, what do you call it, what you approve of and what you don't approve of. I remember it was a whole bunch of times because I eat bacon and stuff, and it'll be a whole bunch of individuals that'll be like, like, oh, they eating a swine, stuff from the Old Testament. And it's just like, again, the king, I think he said that flat out in Romans. Like the scripture says, let me go to it so I can say it verbatim. It says, do not destroy the work of God for the sake of food. All food is clean, but it is wrong for a person to eat anything that causes someone else to stumble. It says, for the kingdom of God is not a matter of eating and drinking, but of righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Spirit, because anyone who serves Christ in this way is pleasing to God and receives human approval. You get what I'm saying? So it's it's very like interesting when you start breaking down different stuff that's in the word opposed to how things operate in this world. Like you can get so caught up. Like for real, you can get so caught up if you're operating by how things are kind of structured and things like how they're formed as far as a norm in society. It can really influence you and how you're basically out here interacting with each other and serving people. You know what I'm saying? And serving God most and foremost, first and foremost, how you serve God. And so I hope it wasn't too all over the place because I had a lot of thoughts with this and it's just been so many years of dealing with it. And especially if you're a person who's very strong and like who you are as an individual and you're very like strong minded and your beliefs are firm and stuff, it's very, it can get very controversial. It can be very challenging when you're dealing with, people because the norm is go with the crowd. The norm is just go along with it. The norm is do what everybody else is doing. The norm is what's in right now. If everybody's saying that this is in, then let's do it, type of thing. But I'm gonna tell you, like, when you following God, like, it's so different. Just how Jesus stood out, like, it's impossible for you to have him with you and have him in you, like, for real. Like, that's a whole light. It's impossible to have him with you and not stand out. I'm telling you, because the way that the spirit operates, the way that he does things is completely opposite from how this world does things. And so, whatever your belief may be, I know some people are believers and, some people are Christians and all of that. And some people, aren't. And some people don't believe in anything, but still, it doesn't negate the fact that we're still human beings and how we interact with each other is so important. The things that, we say, the things that we do is so important. And when it comes to like approval of things, be careful with that. I'm gonna say that for everybody. Seriously, I had to say that the other day for some people. Like, stay in your lane. When it comes to health, when it comes to people's well-being, when it comes to basically personal and private things that are in their personal lives, it's not your business. Stay in your lane. If it's something that you believe about something, keep that to you and yourself. If the person asks you, okay. If the person, is seeking your insight on that or your advice, okay. But if not, stay in your lane. Like, we all have been given our own personal lives to live, and whoever we serve, that's who we're under. Like, for real. We aren't on this world for somebody else's. We aren't on this world. We are in this world for somebody else's approval. We're not in this world to be like, hey, person down the street, do you think it's okay if I wear this today? Or, hey, person across the world, do you think it's okay if I eat this? Do you like, no, we don't live for other people's approval. So if you are doing that, that's something for real to think about. Like, who, that's why I always put that out there. Like, we need to work on ourselves. We need to know who we are. We need to know our values. We need to know, our beliefs. We need to know all these things, because if you don't, you're going to allow everybody else around you to tell you that. You're going to allow everybody who comes around you, or whatever you're seeing on social media or whatever you're seeing in the media, to basically tell you who you are, what you should do, how you should act, how you should, eat, how you should look, how, like, you're going to allow other people to do it if you don't have a standard, or you don't have any type of, belief or formulated anything about yourself. Like, seriously, we see this all the time. So I kind of wanted to go into that because I remembered it so many years. It was so crazy how that would happen. Like, I would be in situations and literally individuals would come, and if I did something or selected a certain option, or brought something specific, they'd be like, thumbs up. It was like this whole little game going on, like, thumbs up for this. And it's just like, I don't care about if you think that was what I should purchase or if that was the best option for me. And I did that because that's what Deanna wanted for her. I did what was best for me because that was my choice. That was my decision. That was my life that it was going to impact. I could care less, or whatever, if you think it's okay, because you aren't over my life. God is over my life. So as long as God is approving of me and accepting of me, it's all good. And if you read the word, it says that God has already accepted you. So if you're the type of person, for real, I'm keeping it very like straightforward, very, blunt, very like specific for anybody who's going through stuff. And this is real. If you're the type of person who you sitting up here letting people guilt you into things, if you the type of person who you feel ashamed for something, or you letting people basically make you feel some type of way about any decisions that you making over your life, like, I'm telling you, start reading your Bible and start having a relationship with him, or returning to him, and understand that God has already died. Like, he's already sent Jesus to die for our sins. And not only that, but he has already approved and accepted you just as you are. He's already done it. So don't think that another person coming into your world is about to let you know what's best, or if you're good enough, or if you're not good enough. No, 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 no. Do not allow them to do that. You have already been accepted. You have already been approved. If it's anything that they feel they can do or say, that's fine. They are entitled to that. They're entitled to their opinion. They're entitled to say whatever they want to say, speak their mind. But you have the power to know, right? That God has already accepted you. So don't allow nobody to come up into your world and make you feel any type of shame or guilt about any decisions that you're making, or make you feel any type of way. about anything that you have decided to do or will do or any of that in your life. You are already accepted. You are already approved. Don't feel like you have to explain yourself to anyone. Don't feel like you have to give some type of anything so that they can approve of you or so that you can belong to something. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that's why I was like, I'm gonna be very real, because we're living in a world where literally that is a tactic. That is a tactic that people are using to control individuals. That's a tactic people are using to guilt people into doing things and to feeling some type of way and to being whoever they want them to be. No, 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 no. When you know who you are, you ain't gonna allow nobody to come into your world and try and make you into who they want you to be. That's why I say you better know who you are. I don't care, even if you don't believe in God. I hope you do. But if you don't, know who you are. Go to counseling, go see someone, start working on yourself, look it up on Google, do what you need to do, but start figuring out who you are and start figuring out your values. Start figuring out what's important to you, not what's important for the color of the week or the clothing of the month, or what's the new fad, what celebrity is doing this, what I don't know what's in the news, what's important. Like, no, find out for yourself what's important to you. That's what you do. Don't let somebody else determine what's significant in your life or determine what you should be doing or how you should be or how you should show up. Like, stop doing that. Like, man, I ain't trying to tell people what to do, but I'm being real. Because seriously, people be using that stuff to their advantage, and it's like they don't care nothing about you. Like, real talk, they don't care anything about you, but God does. That's why I'm like, understand that you've already been accepted and approved. Even when people do things, because we all have sin, we all do stuff. We're all going to continue to do stuff. Hopefully not the same stuff, and hopefully not as much. But like he said, we are sinners. That's just how it is. Deal with it. Accept yourself. Like, accept it. The quicker that you learn how to accept who you are, the faster you're going to be able to start working on who you want to become, right? But it's like, if you sitting up here and you don't even know, I'm telling you, everybody around you, everything that's going on around you is going to tell you. They're going to tell you. They like, oh, this how they think. They're like, oh, this person don't know who they are. This person, they don't know who they are. Let's tell them. Let's tell them. Oh, you don't know if you drink. We're gonna make you drink. You don't know what you should do in life. Let's tell them what they should do, because they look like they don't know what they're doing. Let's tell them. Like, literally, that is how it is. Get to know who you are. Find out what things are of interest to you. Find out what's most important to you, and then go out here and stand firm in that. Go stand firm in who you are. I'm telling you, we live in a world where it's like, as long as I belong, as long as they accept me, as long as I'm approved of, as long as I have this group around me, and it's just like, no, you need to be able to stand on your own. You need to be able to stand on your own. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, when it's all said and done, like, now I'm speaking biblical and, like, faith wise, when it's all said and done, you're going to have to answer for you. You're not going to have your crew. You're not going to have your friend. You're not going to have no family. You're not, like, no one's going to be able to speak up for the decisions that you've made in your life and for who you are. You're going to be speaking about whatever it is that you done did and whatever it is that, concerns you. Ain't nobody going to be there co-signing and all, like, no. So if we know this, it's like, get to know who you are and be okay with that. Be more than okay with that. Love it. Love it and accept it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, I can't, I can, but I'm not going to, because then I'll be talking forever. But the other day when I said it, I was like, yes, I'm feeling this way. What have you, like, yes, I'm feeling this way. Like, I'm not saying you can't be a part of stuff, but When you come be a part of something, you're an asset. Like when you're coming and being a part of something, you're bringing something to the table. Don't flip it and make it seem like, oh, I'm coming into this and now they're making me who I am. Like, no. And people do think like this. There are people out here who think like that. Like, oh, I need to be a part of this because if I'm not, then how am I going to get this? How am I going to go there? How am I going to be known? It's like, no. When you're coming into something, you have already been accepted by God. You have already been approved. As far as it concerns you, you need to have the mindset of you are bringing something to the table. Because you're coming into something, it is now going to be greater because of you. You get what I'm saying? Joining or coming into that. Like, oh my goodness, time out for this crazy stuff in this world of like for real making people think that they have to be a certain way and do a certain thing and say a certain thing or do this in order to get that. Like, stop. You've already been approved of. You've already been accepted. And if you're letting some other person in this world who walking around just like you, we're all trying to get it right. We're all trying to figure it out. No one has it figured all the way out. No one. We're all trying to get it right. There is only one good one. There's only one perfect one. And if you sitting up here and letting somebody else basically put their thumb on top of you and say, oh, okay, and now you're approved. You chose that. Good job. You chose the right thing. You went this way. Good job for you. Gold star for this part. Like, no. Like, no. I'm going to tell you right now, you have already been approved of. You've already been accepted. Don't let nobody do that to you. Ever. I don't care who you are. Man, woman, boy, girl. I don't care your age. Like, seriously, we're living in a time where that's what's going on. It's been going on, but now it's, worse the more time goes. But it's just like, oh my gosh, like know who you are in God and get to a point where you can accept yourself because you ain't gonna be able to accept other people if you don't know how to accept yourself, if that makes sense. You can't do something for somebody else that you can't do for yourself. So if you have a problem with all these different things that people around you are doing, that means you haven't learned how to accept yourself yet. Learn how to accept your strengths. Learn how to accept your weaknesses. Learn how to accept that, yeah, everybody sins and you do too. Learn how to accept that, yeah, it takes time to work through things and progress towards stuff. Learn how, whatever your values are, whatever it is that you like and you don't like, but learn that you are human and learn that you're out here trying to get it right just like everybody else. Be careful with how you're treating other people. Like, I'm being real. Like, this is stuff that other people don't want to say, but I will say it. Period. I'm not about to just go along with stuff because that's what's on social media or that's what everybody's doing. I'm not everybody. Period. Like, I'm not everybody. Look, and let me stop saying that. I just say it because that's the end of the sentence. And, I did English teaching. But it's just like, I'm just saying that is it. That is it. Don't be out here just following the crowd. Don't be out here just doing stuff because that's what someone else says to do. I am tired of seeing it. I'm tired of it being done to me. And it's just like, no, you don't get to tell me what's good enough for you. And if that's the case, then that means that's a conditional love. And I don't want that in my life for anything. As long as I'm doing what you say, as long as you approve of what I do and what I choose and where I go and what I want and what I say, like, then I'm okay with you. Like, no, that's not okay. You need to learn how to accept people, everybody. This message is for everyone. Learn how to accept people as they are. We have all these conditions for things on how this person needs to be. No, that's who you are. That's what works for you. That's what works for you. If you want to eat a certain way, you eat that way. That's between you and God. If you want to exercise this way, you exercise that way. If you want to tend to your body that way, you tend to your body that way. If you want to do this for your work or your career or your whatever on a day-to-day basis, you do that. That's for you. But don't be expecting other people to act like you and do things like you and think like you and be like you and want what you like and be interested in what you like. That's you. We're all entitled to our own individuality. Embrace it. It's a beautiful thing. It's actually, it makes things more interesting. I was just talking about that yesterday. I'm like, it's so boring to be around a whole bunch of people that think exactly how you think, that say whatever you say, look how you look, go where you go. Like, it's just a whole bunch of copies all together. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself. And once you accept that and you realize that that's what's going on anyway in this world, everybody's different. No one is the same. We don't even have the same fingerprint. Once you realize that we are all different and you can accept it, you can start doing it for other people. Stop expecting people to be like you. Period. Like, I gotta say it again because it just is. Like, and I'm talking to everybody. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to everyone. Like, this is what it is. Stop expecting people to be like you. I've had so many people coming against me because I'm choosing certain food, or I'm choosing to walk a certain way, or dress a certain way, or do something. It's like, you're expecting me to be like you. And I don't want that. I want to be like Deanna. Like, because that's who I am, and I'm going to continue to do that. And if you don't like something, then oh well, you better look the other way, or you better stop tuning in. I don't know what to tell you. But that's unfortunate, because if you're doing it to a stranger, or you're doing it to a person that you barely know, or a person that you do know, you're definitely doing it to a whole bunch of other people in your life, and that's not okay. Learn how to accept people. It's a beautiful thing. Learn how to accept them just the way they are. However their hair is, however they speak, however they think, however they are. Learn how to accept it. Yeah, it's going to be plenty of things that you don't like. It's going to be a whole lot of stuff that you're going to be like, I don't like how they did that. I don't like how they behave. I don't like, what they said. I don't like that they support this. But it's like, but do you love them? No. Like, can you accept them, though, for who they are? Can you? I'm not saying you got to be their friend. I ain't saying you got to be all close to them, but I'm just saying, can you accept them though? Because that's where the root is. Like, if you for real cannot accept the person for who they are, that's giving me huge flags to say, like, you don't accept yourself yet. That's why you can't accept them. That's why everything is, oh, this and that. Oh, did you see them do that? Did you see what they're wearing? And it's like, because you haven't accepted yourself yet in your fullness, in your full authenticity. You have not gotten to that place where you accept everything. Flaws that, or things that you consider to be flaws, and things that you don't. I don't even, at this point, I used to be so self-conscious when I was younger, and now it's like, even things that should probably in society be considered as flaws, I'm like, I love it all. I love every stretch mark. I love every dent. I love every, like, mole. I love every scratch. I love every mark. I love this. I love that. My hair piece over here. My foot, my toe, crack nail. Like, I love it all. When you learn how to accept yourself in your full authenticity, I'm telling you, like, that, oh, I'm looking to belong. I need something to basically give me some type of acceptance or approval to be like, I'm okay. Like, you don't need that. It's more of a, now, how can I increase my fullness? Do you see how it turns around? Like, now I want to do something or be a part of something because now I want to increase my fullness. But I already know who I am. I already know, like, what I have to offer. I don't need something to make me complete. Learn how to accept yourself. We all need to be in that space where we can for real fully accept ourselves in our full authenticity. Whatever you do, however you think. It does not matter if it aligns with society or not. It's you. Be more than okay with that. Accept it so that you can get out here and accept other people. I bet you if it got to that point, you would see so many, like, more positive things on social media. You would see so much more positive stuff in the media and all that, opposed to all this other crap that I be seeing that's just like, they going off. They're saying all these things, doing all this stuff about other people that's negative, and it's a huge reflection of who they are as individuals on the inside and how they see themselves, and they don't even notice. Like, seriously. Slow down, take a moment, take a pause. If you're a believer, if you're a Christian, I'm encouraging you go into Romans. I'm reading around chapters 14 and 15, but of course the whole Bible is great and Romans is great, but I think it's just a really good section to really stop and reflect on what it means to accept people and what it means to for real understand that we've already been accepted by God and accepting ourselves. And this whole don't condemn yourself based on what you're approving of others and judging. Right, that's what it is. It talks about that too, like you judging people, you just judging people. It's all it is. So I think it's a really good section to kind of go into and reflect upon some things. And like I said, yeah, I say the things that some people just ain't gonna say. Like, that's how I am. I say the things that some people just ain't gonna say, and at the same time, it's because I do. I want people to be thinking about this stuff, and it is to build you up, right? Like if it were me and it was years ago, I would have wanted somebody to tell me this stuff. But since that's not the case, and I now know I'm gonna put it out there for other people to know, even if it's not something that other people are talking about. I do want you to know it, and I hope you're thinking about it, and I hope you know that you are special, you are uniquely made, that you don't need others to approve of anything dealing with you. Like that's a real issue. Like for real. That's a real issue that you see like in counseling and stuff where people come in and because they got rejected from whatever, from anything, just telling them no, it's now impacting their self-esteem or it's impacting how they feel about themselves. Like understand that you are already accepted, you are already approved. Anything else that's going on in this world where somebody is telling you they like something, dislike something, blah blah blah, it is going through the motions. Don't allow that to influence who you are or impact who you are as a person and how you believe in yourself, what you believe in yourself. Like, don't do that. But it's easier said than done. That's why I'm putting it out there. Like, start reflecting on this stuff, start looking it up, get your mind thinking about it. If you know these are areas that you struggle in or areas that now you kind of reflecting on is like, oh, I kind of do that, like go see somebody and start working on it. Like it will change your life. It will change your life and how you walk and just your firmness and how firm you are standing, being strong minded, being strong willed, like knowing who you are and for real standing firm in that, even when everything around you, when everything near you, like everything is coming against you and telling you like no, that is not it. It's like I still don't care, this is who I am and I'm standing firm in that. So, yeah, I would encourage that to read, talk to God about it. Definitely go, see someone, whether it's a coach or a counselor or what have you, so that you can work on it. And then for everybody, whether you believe in anything or not, I'm just going to say seriously, like, know who you are. That's the best thing that you can do in your life is know who you are and stand firm in it regardless. Like, I don't care what's coming at you, what's coming against you, what's said, what's done. Like, know who you are. Because I'm telling you, that's the worst. And it's a broken record. I've said it before, but I'm saying it again. Like, if you don't know, others are going to tell you. They know exactly who to choose. They know exactly when you don't know. Like, for real, they know when you do not know, and they're going to come around you and they're going to try and tell you who you are. They're going to try and create you into who they want you to be. So you have got to know who you are, especially dealing with these times and where it's just like, it's a lot of evil, it's a lot of hate out here, and it's a lot of good, and it's a lot of love out here. But, you got to know. You got to know who you are so that when you're around the right people, you'll know that they building you up, or you'll know that they're allowing you to be who you are, whether they agree with things that you agree with or not. They're allowing you to be who you are. They're actually loving on you, opposed to being around any individuals that's basically trying to create you into who they want you to be, or shape you, or change you, or basically tell you what's best for you. Like, it's real out here. Be look, you can tune in and listen and act like you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's real out here, and people know it's what's going on. That's why I'm like, get to know who you are at all ages, because it's people that's older that don't know, it's people who middle aged that don't know, it's people that's young adults and don't know, it's people that's really young and don't know yet, just because they developing their identity right now. And these are things that I have worked with all different age levels. These are things that I have learned about through my educational, like experiences. And it's also stuff that I've worked with just in professional areas. So that's why I'm like, get to know it. Is the new part for me is just that now it's biblical, it's faith stuff that's being put in, that's solidifying it, that's giving me the assurance that they were questioning me on years ago. So, yeah, I hope the message was helpful for the day. Like I said, I know it was a lot to kind of take in, but approval, acceptance, and yeah, your faith. Those were the topics that were being discussed today, and especially in Romans. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I hope everyone has a blessed Thursday. As always, I'm hoping more eyes and ears are open, to receive them, and more hearts are softened, right? Um, and yeah, I hope everybody stays cool out here in the summertime, like vibe. And yeah, that you're enjoying yourself and really, standing firm in who you are and stepping more into who you're becoming, or stepping more into who you already are. Like, I'm hoping all these good things for you, and just blessings and favor, and just wisdom and understanding, knowledge and guidance, like all this good stuff for all of us, right? In Jesus' name, praying all those things. And I shall talk to you all another time. Bye.